Hello there. Please tell me who you are.
I'm Belinda Reynolds. I'm a composer and educator, and I live in the Bay Area.
And if people want to learn a little more about you, your whole bio and at length, where could they go to find out?
You can go to my website, belindareynolds.com, my YouTube channel, Belinda Reynolds, or Instagram at Belinda Composer.
And then very briefly, could you give the stats for this upcoming concert? Who, what, where, why?
Yes, the concert you're going to be hopefully going to is produced by the Helia Music Collective, and it's going to feature Natalie Rainey on solo cello. It's going to be September 4th at 8 p.m. live streamed at the Center for New Music.
Now, a concert of solo cello seems perfectly designed for the world of COVID. Is that what happened?
Actually, no. This project came well before this, and it was in the works for over a year. It happened to be that Helia wanted to work with Natalie. She's an amazing performer and artist, and it just happened to be that the situation was initially going to be live concerts and all over the Bay Area, but now we have it this way.
So in what way all over the Bay Area? Different venues, different concerts? How is that going to play out?
Venues as well as inside and outside, because the theme of this is spring.
Could you very briefly tell us how your pieces for cello embody that theme?
Well, spring can be like the birth of beautiful things, and then also spring can be torrid. If you're thinking of spring showers and thunderstorms, especially in the East Coast, you also have tornado storms. And so spring can be pretty eventful in ways that are not necessarily positive. And so my pieces have, they're called moments, and there's 3 miniatures, and the energy of them is not necessarily what you would think of as light and airy, but hopefully interesting.
Now, one question, you talk about spring, and of course here in mid-March we went into lockdown. Had you finished your pieces by then, or did you write them during the lockdown, and if so, does that come through in any way?
Yes, I was working on the pieces when lockdown came down, and actually they very much did affect that. I had recently moved to Oakland, right by Lake Merritt, and into a condo, a small condo that me and my family of 3, all of us were in one beautiful, big, small loft. But we had Lake Merritt, and Lake Merritt had amazing birds and helped me really realize spring in a better way than some people probably did.
Terrific, fascinating. Now tell us a little bit about this concert. Are you the featured commissioned composer? Did you write a long cello piece? Can you say anything more about the concert?
Well, I am the guest composer, and I'm really happy to be that, along with another composer. And my pieces are, like everyone's on the show, 3 miniatures. And each one is kind of like what my husband likes to call a snapshot into a way that the cello can be featured.
Okay, very good. Yeah, miniatures are a very interesting form. Another question, there seems to be a lot of themes with this concert. There's the solo cello, there's the spring and nature. And another one is that this is a collective that is comprised of all women and playing music of all women. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, unfortunately, in new music, like in actually classical music and in other areas of our society, women are still very underrepresented as composers. Ideally, it wouldn't have to be a type of environment that you have to have a theme-oriented or a women's collective or of that nature, but identity has to sometimes really push out in order, so it's not necessarily needed.
Now, when you were younger, that was a very hot issue. Do you still think there are problems now with women having a fair shake in our system?
It's actually worse, I think. It's actually worse.
How so?
Well, in the 80s, when I was in undergraduate school, it actually was almost a parity, a 50-50. And then as I grew in my career, I noticed that less and less women were coming into composition. And you can find some composition programs that have absolutely no women at all in them now. I don't know why.
That's fascinating. So can you tell us a little more about your piece and your voice? What kind of things you like to try and express?
I like messing with process and a process with a point. I really love melody. I love playing with rhythm. I love French music. Ravel's string quartet is one of my favorites. And so as what I like to play with, experiment with, is how one thing can be totally turned on a dime and go in a different direction given whatever process you're playing with the music.
All right, Belinda Reynolds, that gives, I think, our viewers a terrific window into this concert. I look forward to seeing it myself. And really quick again, what's the date and time?
It's September 4th at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
And will it be live streamed?
It will be live streamed, yes.
Of course, that's a natural these days. All right, thank you very much, Belinda.
Thank you so much.